These turntables are the limited edition Technics gold-plated turntables. When I was younger and saw them, I said, I want to have those someday. So I'm very fortunate that I was able to get those now. And this is where I get to listen to music at. So makes it fun. One thing that's changed is the downtown area in Grand Rapids has exploded. Prior to a few years ago, there was this misconception that downtown wasn't a very safe place, that it was kind of seedy, that was, you know, it was better sticking to the suburbs, you know, and you had a lot of clubs that were in the perimeter of the city that gave the appearance of being something a lot safer than going to the downtown area. Well, then there was a lot of investment into the downtown area, the arena, a lot of great entertainment districts that have been created, and now you've got a really neat cultural setting where people can drive to one point and they can walk to a lot of different clubs within that small geographical area. In here, my studio, office, music production, all that good stuff. Come on upstairs, I'll show you the rest. The neat thing that does is it allows people to maybe go and deal with something at the beginning that's familiar to them, maybe the things that they hear on the radio. But it's pretty amazing, you know, people get out there and they get partying a little bit, their courage level goes up as the night goes on, and next thing you know, they're searching for something more. They're like, yeah, we want to step this party up a couple notches. We don't want to hear the same crap that we hear on the radio all day long, you know, bring it on, bring us something more. And now that we have this area that we can walk around in, it's really neat because kids can get out of their cars, or adults can get out of their cars, park, and go to 4 or 5 different spots within the same geographical area and really take their whole clubbing experience to another level. This room is right now a giant closet, but it is all wired for sound. This will eventually be a studio. It's all soundproofed in here, and I'm going to have a couple flat panels here, and hopefully make some good music. The one thing I've noticed the past few years, if you go out to Grand Haven during the summertime, it's really neat where you have hundreds of boats that are tied up together and kids dancing and partying and having fun on all these boats. Well, if you went on those boats a few years ago, all you really heard is the radio and what was on the radio. Well, now with satellite radio, you hear some really great music being played, and you'll be out at 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon with 90-degree sunshine with 100 boats tied up, listening to Judge Jules in the mix, on the Essential Mix from the BBC in the UK. And it's just awesome because it's 6 hours ahead, and the parties have already begun over in the UK, and we can listen to those at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when it's sunny here in the United States. Those are the type of things that are really going to move music as a whole forward, and, you know, West Michigan, Grand Rapids, ahead musically, because people are going to be exposed to that much more. They're going to become that much more diverse, and it's going to make for some really great parties and some really great clubs. And then all my AV equipment's in here, all my sound equipment, all my all the DVD players and everything to control everything out here. So, along with a few clothes, closet. But Britney Spears, I think we can find something other than Britney Spears that is appropriate, but makes it fun. Anyways, Lots of great music coming out on DVD these days. Stuff that you don't get here anywhere else. Definitely not on MTV here. European MTV rules.
Grand Rapids is on the rise for the scene, I believe. There's been a lot of really good events, you know, within this last year. Like, that's been worthwhile that everyone would want to go to. It seems like, you know, really good DJs. Yeah, just real good events. So I see it like right now, you know, on the rise, obviously, and hopefully it'll just keep on going like that.
West Michigan, especially Grand Rapids, was lacking a lot of what the rest of the world and the other bigger cities were offering. We felt that people were being deprived and borderline misled of, you know, other sounds and artists that weren't being exposed. We were trying to create a not quite underground, but almost sounding for people, listeners, to gather and educate people about what's really going on. House and techno. Talent. Exposing talent.
Most of the people in Grand Rapids are exposed to commercial DJs, and there's obviously nothing against commercial DJs because they obviously have a talent. They're there for a reason. They're there because we put them in that spotlight. But there's a lot of other DJs out there with talent and more talent. I think raw talent that don't get the exposure that they deserve.
Entertainers. They're more entertainers rather than just strictly DJs. That's why we try to bring in, when we bring in people that are like DJs that scratch, DJs that interact with the crowd, DJs that, you know, are going to put on a show rather than just play records. Like,
we have Paul Anthony, he scratches with his elbow and behind his back, you know what I mean?
And sneakers, you know? I mean, the guy is like talented beyond all belief, you know? And the thing is no one's seen that here in Grand Rapids. So when we can bring that and show that to people, everyone's like, wow, what is this? You know what I mean?